No, Eric, I wasn't talking to people already and having not gone live and all of that. That was not the case. Must be a government run stream. Nope, not even close. If that were the case, I'd be getting more money. Howdy, howdy. What's the Wenatchee plans for Friday and Saturday? He's talking to no one again. Already answered that. Everyone hide. Sam needs a Keurig for his studio space. That's exactly what I was doing. I was making coffee. That's exactly what I was doing. And I went up there, and I shouldn't have. I looked down, and I was like, oh, 11:57. Plenty of time. No coffee and no water in the coffee, in the coffee maker. Couldn't find the sugar-free chocolate sauce that I use. Looked down at my watch. 12:03. Ah! So there you have it. Government monastery. Great to see you're back, especially after seeing your front. So you'd rather see my back? That's kind of gross, dude. Ew. But I get it. I used to say that to people all the time. You're so ugly. People should shave your... I can't remember what it is. What was it? People should... You should shave your butt and teach yourself how to walk backwards or something like that. Or your dog's so ugly. Yeah, something like... I don't know. I can't remember. But I get what you're saying. Funny. Ha ha. You've been out of the saddle. Well, actually, the saddle is definitely a euphemism there. Back in the saddle basically means that you're back to work, back to normal. Cowboy is, works from his saddle. So if he's out of the saddle, then he's not working. If he's back in the saddle, then he is back to work. That's the idea there. And so that's the point at which I'm at here. Ordered heat yesterday. Wife will be miffed when I send her away to play Soul. Don't do that. Since you didn't have it belongs in the museum this week, do I win for guessing the reason for your tardiness? No, you don't. Sorry, Scott. The saying is, if you were my dog, I would shave your butt and make you walk backwards. See? Two minds are better than one. See? That's what I'm talking about, David. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. But yeah, so last week was a whirlwind because I had to basically kind of work ahead for my Dice Tower stuff, so that I could get last week's review of the Dice Tower done and this week's review done, because I knew I was going to be out until Wednesday. And my reviews always go up really early because I'm 3 hours behind the East Coast. So I knew I had to do that. So I had to do that last week. I also had to try to keep all of the different balls in the air for our regular stuff here on the channel. And I was also working on picking up my daughter from Seattle, staying overnight in Seattle on Sunday to pick up her car on Monday, driving back on Monday, trying to get Aiden back so that he could put in a half day of school and still be able to go to football practice. All of the regular stuff that we have on Tuesdays, where we have, a city group at night, trying to get all my stuff recorded, and trying to spend as much time as I can with my daughter while she's here. But she also wanted to spend time with her mom, so whatever. And getting all of the extra stuff recorded for that week. On top of that, JT was out of town with some family things that he had to go attend to. And again, I'm not trying to be cryptic there. I just don't want to share too much because I don't know what he wants to share. So he's fine. So just there's that. So And then getting a tow hitch installed on my daughter's car, getting a trailer, getting the trailer packed, and leaving Saturday morning, driving 12 hours on Saturday, driving another 6 hours, 7 hours on Sunday, get to North Dakota at about 7 o'clock, unpack the trailer, um, have dinner, crash, and then Monday morning take the trailer back, um, spend some time with my daughter, and while her husband is at he's in full time school, so at a tech college in in North Dakota. And so after that, he would come home. We would spend the evenings together, the three of us, and have dinner together and chat and talk and all that kind of stuff. While he's away at school, I'm doing some of the stuff that he would probably be doing. Building TV stands and building desks, that kind of stuff that was there that they had shipped over, and all that kind of stuff. Just trying to take as much off of his plate as I possibly can, and did some different shopping for different things, trying to help them out that way, and then flew back Wednesday morning. Flew back Wednesday morning. Basically hit the ground running with a number of different things there. And today, I just didn't have a game that I was ready to play solo. I would have loved taking Scoville down and played it again, but I've already played it solo, so I didn't want to duplicate it too much. And now I'm trying to get videos edited for bottom 5 and top 5 tomorrow. Today, but I've got to leave at 2 o'clock because my son has a football game out of town. So, and it's a 2-hour drive to get there. So, everything's clicking. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just kind of rocking. So that's where I'm in. So I'm just now getting back into the saddle of the channel and the Dice Tower work that I got to do and that kind of stuff. So, and then Monday, right back at the water systems job that I have, and so I'm back in the saddle. Back to work with a Q&A cop-out stream. Yeah, kind of. Curious Box, what's up, Pedro? Cheers from Portugal. What's up, dude? Doug is here. What's up? Welcome back. Thank you. Jeff C. Hey, everybody. Philip says, hello, everyone. David Brownlee says, played a couple of solo games of Sweetlands. My score isn't getting better, but the solo game feels just like a non-solo game, and the upkeep of the opponent is trivial. Definitely a good solo game. It has a... if I remember correctly, it's got a huge footprint for a solo game. That's the only thing. But that's a cool thing. If the solo game feels that much like the regular multiplayer game, I would agree with you. I think that's a great mark of a good solo game, is that you can teach yourself how to play the game, and the way you play the game in the multiplayer game doesn't change all that much. I really like that. Soon time to put on winter tires here. Yeah, that's probably correct. Doesn't Sam sound like Charlie Brown's teacher about now? Wah 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 wah. Yeah, get those water samples collected. I know, right? You tell them, boys. Good evening, everyone. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. Doug is cracking the whip. Yep, he is cracking that whip. But it is what it is. I'm happy to do it. It's helping keep the lights on. Let's see. Okay, so what are we doing next couple of days? I just want to get kind of everybody back on track. I think tomorrow we're going to be playing Cretaceous Rails. JT and I will be playing that. Cretaceous Rails. I got that in, and we're looking forward to giving it a try. So that's what we're going to be playing tomorrow, and that's going to be at 9 o'clock. So be on the lookout for that, yeah. And then I'm pretty sure Saturday we will be able to get a pretty sure we'll be able to get a live Q&A done with me and Jess on Saturday morning. And I don't know, maybe we'll do a playthrough instead on Saturday since we didn't get one done on Wednesday this week. That might be, we might do that. Might play some Battle of Hoth again. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you. I think that might be what we do. Scoville or Battle of Hoth on Saturday morning instead of a live Q&A. You'll still be able to ask us anything that you want. That's not a big deal at all. You can always do that, whether we're playing a game or not. But that might be what we do. We do a playthrough on Saturday instead of a live Q&A, since I'm doing a live Q&A right now. I know you're not able to ask Jesse questions, but you can always do that, as I just said. Let's see. Anyone get any good Prime Day hauls? Got a couple expansions, Heat and Duel for Cardia. Duel for Cardia? I don't even know what that is. Panda Spin, latest fundraising, also showed up today. Ooh. Really? That's cool. I hope I get mine in soon. I already have a copy of Panda Spin, but I did back the Kickstarter, so if those are starting to show up. Bought a rug. So, Tapestry. Question. Is JT related to you? You look a similar pair. No, we're not related. Although we are very similar in age, and we have a lot of things in common. A lot of likes and dislikes and so forth. Away from board games, we do have a pretty good Venn diagram overlap of likes within board gaming, but we also have a lot of, like, I like this, he does not like that. He likes this, I do not like that. That kind of stuff. We have a lot of that within board gaming, but outside of board gaming, we have a lot of common ground. I'll put it that way. You know, just about things we like. So, but no, we aren't related at all. That's a good question, though, Paul. Thank you. So, Wenatchee meetup schedule. Okay, so the next meetup that we have planned normally would be this Friday, tomorrow, but we have so much going on with Dante's performance schedules with band and having to be at football games and all that kind of stuff. Aiden's football games. The fact that the two don't coincide, they're at two different schools, so they have two different schedules. It's really hard right now to plan board game meetups. So we did have one scheduled for the 17th, which is next Friday. But I just realized today, thank you to my buddy that is also in the D&D group, that is the day we're actually doing our D&D group. So, and that is a preset, prior commitment. So I can't cancel that in order to do board game groups. So what we're doing is on the 18th, which is a Saturday, we're going to do a board game meetup here at our house from 5 to 9 o'clock. So instead of coming Friday, you can just come Saturday from 5 to 9 o'clock, and then that's the best we could do. And I kid you not, that's the best we could do. October is heavily inundated with things that our kids are involved in. I mean, it's cool on one aspect because we get to watch them perform. It's not cool on the other aspect because it's so demanding. Having to drive, so many miles. Anyway, it is what it is. But so the next meetup is Saturday, October 18th, here at our house, 5 to 9 o'clock. So by all means, if you're interested in coming, email us. We'll get you our address, and you are absolutely welcome. We will have food for you, and that will be free of charge. We're not going to, but if you want to bring something to contribute to the potluck, so to speak, then by all means, feel free to do that, but you don't have to. We've got plenty of tables. We got two tables down here. I'll have to clean up my studio. We've got another table upstairs. And so I think we also have a 6 foot table that we could put up there as well, just to have everybody in one room. But we're going to make it work. It was the last ditch effort to try to get something done this month, because going to Steamers West on next Friday didn't work out. This Friday doesn't work out because Dante's got a performance, and it's just been difficult. So that's what we're doing. Let's see here. Battle of Hoth, yes. Hey, I just picked up Eldritch Horror and 6 expansions with wooden inserts. Any recommendations on advice? Oof. I have not played Eldritch Horror, so I can't help you with that one, but maybe other people in the chat will. Good thing about Amazon here is that they're most expensive option for pretty much everything, so I don't have to scramble to look for deals. Oh, that's unfortunate. Grand Austria Hotel, Finca, and Carcassonne expansion. Wow. Every man that is bald and has a beard are related. Sam is my cousin. 56 removed. Not related to JT. Sam's my brother. Yes and no. They are poster boys for Out of Razors. What? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? How could this be a poster boy for Out of Razors? It's literally the opposite. JT isn't bald, right? I get that. Trice removed from me as well. No, I'm related to Sam, who just said he isn't related to JT McDavid because the hair. Thinking about Grand Austria, DB, good price. Free food on my way. Yes. Awesome. We couldn't make it this Saturday, but next week is great. Very cool. Awesome. I'll check with my boss. Hope to see you here, David. It'll be cool. Philip says, I'm a hottie, bald head, big body. Yeah, dang YouTube short songs. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Never heard that before, and I hope I never do. Have you played Warhammer? Kevin asks. What Lord of the Rings miniature board games most resembles Warhammer? I have played Warhammer, but I've only played Age of Sigmar. I've not played it before or since Age of Sigmar came out. Back in the day, me and Rob Oren did a Battling Brushes series of videos where we painted up each of our sides of the Age of Sigmar, I think, intro box. And then we gave it away. We played it on the Dice Tower, and then we gave the copy away to one of the audience. But I haven't played Warhammer since then, and honestly, I haven't played enough miniature games that are Lord of the Rings to give you any kind of compass there. So I apologize, Kevin. I really can't mention anything that would help answer that question. Top 3 hidden movement games, guys. Hidden movement. I dare you to open those boxes over your shoulders that have been in shrink forever. Over my shoulders. Which one's in shrink? Oh, these? Scratching. I'm sore because I went to the gym today and I can't reach. That bugs me. You talking about these right here? Okay, this one right here. All right, and these two. All right. There's one behind it as well that's in shrink. All right, so this one, no, I'm not going to open this one because this one is going to someday have intrinsic value in some way, shape, or form. This is the Z the Poet Tyrant. The Poet Tyrant from a Dice Tower Kickstarter from way back, from yesteryear. And so, from a long time ago. And so, This is actually, in my opinion, I think this is a much better miniature than Healy for Blood Rage was. I mean, I love the pose. I love the dramatic nature of it. Everything. This is a better miniature than mine was. But I think this game, Rum and Bones, wasn't as popular as Blood Rage was. So mine went like hotcakes. We're still giving these away for free at some conventions. So I'm not opening this one. This one's staying in the shrink. Period. End of discussion. These, okay, fine. We've got the skull kickers. I'll go ahead and open that. I don't care. I don't have the other camera turned on though, but I'll open it. I don't care. I got to get these open anyway. It's one of those things that gets put on my. Oh, and I don't have my list, Philip. I don't have not my list, my knife, because I took it with me to North Dakota, and then I flew back. And so I was like, well, and I didn't check any bags. So I had to ship it back to myself, so I don't have my knife right now either. All right, so skull kickers it is. So this is another faction that you can use with Rum and Bones. And it's got, my goodness, really put these in there, didn't they? So yeah, I'll do it. Challenge accepted. Thought you were gonna catch me unawares, didn't you? Well, how's that, sir? All right, so who are these people? Now, Rum and Bones is one of my favorite games, but it is kind of a little harder to get to the. I don't really like the artwork actually on these. This is weird artwork. All right, so we've got the gunner here is Rex Baldy Marold, and that's this little guy here, Rex Baldy Marold. He's got Krakow. Heroes may be targeted first in priority order. Nemesis Shot, and Twin Guns Ablazing. Twin Guns Ablazing. So he's the gunner. Then there is Captain Cherry Cutlass. Captain Cherry Cutlass. And she's got hook, line, and sinker. Rutulus the Ruby Blade. So she's got a ruby sword. And then Taking Charge. One hero gets one action. So Captain Cherry Cutlass. The Swashbuckler. Kusha the Assassin. Kusha the Assassin. Elven Assassin. Damage to per hit to heroes while on an enemy ship. Elvish Grace. She can move up to 5 zones. Oof. Through zones containing enemies. And then Curse of Mother Marsh. When an enemy hero suffers damage, that hero suffers 2 additional damage. Wow. Holy Moses. First Mate Drizzle. Or Dristle. First Mate Dristle. Eye Assistance. She's only got one eye. One friendly hero on an enemy ship may remove 1 damage or gain 1 coin. Coins are used to fire off your abilities. Ship Shape. One enemy hero within 2 zones suffers slow. If they are on your ship, they also suffer bleed. And then following orders. One friendly hero gains +1 zone per move this turn. And then finally, the Brute is Rolf Shorty Copperhead, which he looks like a dwarf, basically. The bigger they are, if this attack KOs an hero or bosun, Rolf gains 2 additional coins for it. Action you shall receive. For every hit rolled, roll 1 extra die. These extra rolls may generate more extra dice. And then Dwarf Toss. When Rolf ends his move in a zone with a friendly hero, Rolf may immediately perform a free rigging check. From this zone, he gains +2 on this rigging check. So that's pretty cool. He also has dual axes as well. So he's a pretty cool dude. All right, so that is that. The Skull Kickers mercenaries for Rum and Bones. You're making me do stuff, man. Skull Kickers. Done. Let's see, what else we got? Oh yeah, Q&A. Okay, what was your first career choice back in the day? My first career choice was... I'm assuming you mean what did I want to do for a living. My first career choice was being a youth pastor. That's what I went to school for. I was a youth ministry major with a speech minor in college. This one is called the Luck Goddesses. So again, mercenaries, more people that you can send into the fray. And let me go ahead and do this while I'm taking this out. I've not played many Lord of the Rings games that is like Warhammer. However, the Lord of the Rings miniature game from GW is like Warhammer, but with better rules. That's a good answer, Carrier. Thank you for that. Doug, what's your channel? Oh, did he talk about that Luthier thing? Yeah. I haven't watched all of it, but I watched part of it. Dang. It's good stuff. So this is where Sam went after hearing some hot takes. No, I was doing editing. I had to the video one of the I was editing the raw video was done uploading, so I had to go and edit. And then I edited for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then I came here at 12:05. And then after we're done here in about 30 minutes, I got to go back and try to finish at least one of those so I can get it uploaded tomorrow. All right, so the first one here is Captain Hannah Horn. Captain Hannah Horn, right here. Fortune's Favor Strike. For each roll of a 6, Hannah may roll 1 additional die. These extra rolls may generate more dice. Lady Luck's Blessing. When a friendly hero attacks, that hero may re-roll all misses. And then Lady Luck's Curse. When an enemy hero attacks, that hero must re-roll all hits. That's pretty cool. So Captain Hannah Horn. And then Hilda the Valkyrie. Hilda the Valkyrie is the Brute. Valkyrie Strike. This attack gains +1 to hit when targeting a zone containing a hero with 6 or more damage. Asgard's Calling. Remove 1 damage from Hilda for each damage dealt to any enemy hero or bosun. And Chooser of the Slain. When a friendly hero attacks a zone containing an enemy hero, that attack gains +1 die for every 3 damage on enemy heroes in the target zone. Whoa! Wow, that's a lot of dice. All right. The Swashbuckler. Penny Broke. Penny Broke. That is this young lady right here. Fortuna's Curse. For each roll of 6, deal 1 deployed enemy hero 1 damage. Whirlwind. May discard any number of coins to re-roll that many dice. For each roll of 6, remove 1 damage from Penny. Chosen of Fortuna. When an enemy hero damages Penny with an attack, roll 1 die for each damage dealt. For each roll of 5 or 6, a hero suffers 2 damage. The Quartermaster, Marie Sue. Jack of all trades. Marie copies any 0 coin attack on a deployed hero. Who said you could rest? One friendly hero within 2 zones immediately makes 1 free attack, paying all of its coin cost. And just who I needed. Start of a friendly turn. Deploy 1 friendly hero from reserve. Place 1 deployed friendly hero in reserve, removing all their damage and condition tokens. That's cool. She can take people off who are severely hurt, replace them with somebody who isn't damaged, and then that person that's taken off gets healed. That's pretty cool. And then finally, Gunner Killer Kaya. Killer Kaya. That's pretty cool. Harpoon Toss. Bosuns may be targeted first in priority order, gaining 1 additional coin per bosun KO'd. Avarice Seeker. Heroes may be targeted first in the priority order. This attack deals +1 damage per hit to heroes for every 2 coins on them. Long Shot. When Kaya makes an attack, discard any number of coins. For every coin discarded, the attack gains +1 range. Wow. That's pretty cool too. Sweet. So that is the Luck Goddesses. I think that's what they were called, right? Yep. All right. So I rose to the challenge of that thing. So now I opened those boxes, except for Z the Poet Tyrant. I'm not going to open that one. Have not played any Lord of the Rings game that... Okay, already read that one. Already read all that. That knife was supposed to stay in the game room for that very reason. What can I say, Philip? I like the knife, so I took it with me. My channel is just a hodgepodge of personal stuff with a few game unboxing. Ragged Age 68. Baldy, another distant relative. I know, right? Let's see here. Jesse's here. What's up, Jesse? Kevin, you did a Miami Dice with Tom on Eldritch Horror. Okay, I have played Eldritch Horror, but I have not played it probably since then. so that's why. Okay, I have no way. I can in no way give any information that would be helpful. That's basically what I meant. I apologize for misspeaking. Yes, it's just put an @ in front of the name. Yep. Good. We'll check it out. Hi, Micah. Hi, Eric. What's up, Micah? Hi. Skull Kickers. Great name. That is cool. I went to school to be a youth pastor as well. It didn't work out. Speech minor. Boy, you lost that skill. I wouldn't say that. Normally... There's a lot more to, for example, the speech minor that I took had a number of different things in it. I was able to take a lot of elective courses that took me in a lot of different directions for speech communication skills. So, for example, I was able to have a number of different roles, both on stage and backstage, for some of the productions that the college put on. That was part of my speech minor. I know how to construct speeches. That worked well with being a youth pastor or an associate pastor giving sermons. That was a skill that I was able to employ a lot. And I know you're just being kind of, spicy, but I get it. I say a lot. I think out loud, and I do that a lot too, which you shouldn't do. I use a lot of fishhook gestures, like all of this stuff. I do a lot of that stuff, yes. But when it comes down to it, I can be a formal speech giver if I need to. I do have that as part of my repertoire. But I try to just be more relaxed here. So forgive me, Eric. I wanted to fly a spaceship with a Wookiee as a co-pilot, Be a legitimate businessman carrying cargo across the galaxy. Ended up in construction. That sucks, bro. Sorry. How's that new Death Star coming along? Will it be finished in time for Christmas? What is he unboxing? I came here late. Sorry. Okay, well, I unboxed these two things. They are mercenary packs for Rum and Bones, and they've been sitting on my shelf behind me in shrink, and it bothered somebody, so they challenged me to open them, and I said, okay, fine, I will. I've always wanted that Alderaan by Moonlight t-shirt I saw years ago. Normally, long pause, stumble words, yeah, you are okay. I've never taken any classes to hold speeches, but as a surveyor in construction, you get a major in getting yelled at. That's funny. What's up, Karen? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. What else? I have an idea. I want to get your input. So let me know what you think. And I mean that. I'm not just saying that to be, placating. We just got this game Skullville in. We just purchased it, the second edition. Trick or Treat Studios put it out. JT and I have also been thinking about doing the Hot Ones challenge. And I'm thinking about combining the two. I think me, JT, and Jess play Skullville. And after each round, because there are 10 rounds, after each round, we do one of the wings, and we get progressively hotter throughout the course of the game. I think that works very, very well. What do you think? This idea has my full support. Wait a minute. Next question. Where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Oh, okay. That's a good one. Good to see you back. Thank you, PK. Appreciate you. Back in any more games? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get responses on my question for you, but I'll come back to that, definitely. This idea has my full support. I would probably back Berserker if I hadn't backed Cthulhu Death May Die for a die chucker. Jess is out immediately. What is Hot Ones challenge? Some of us are old. Okay, so Hot Ones is a show that where they have 10 hot sauces. And the first one is the mildest. The 10th one is the hottest. And you have various degrees within those. And the idea is to start at 1 and you're trying to get to 10. Without, losing your cool. Quite literally. So that's the idea. And these sauces, these hot sauces that are in the Hot Ones challenge are quite spicy. I mean, like mega spicy. And no, I am not going to have Jessie do this with us. She would absolutely blow a gasket, I think. She is not a spicy foods person. I'm not going to put her through that. JT and I have been thinking about doing it together. I am not really a spicy foods person. I like flavorful heat. I don't like heat just for the sake of having heat. So, and there's a point at which, in my opinion, that it's too hot. You can't taste anything anymore. So, but it's one of those things where I'm willing to put it out there because I think it would be fun to do. And I think it would be a fun collaboration with Skullville and Hot Ones because it just matches, right? So I think Scoville and hot ones are great as long as I am not the one trying the hot food. She won't be. I'll have Jesse reading the information for each of the hot sauces that are out there, and we'll go from there. I don't know the games. Love the hot sauce challenge. If you ain't doing the bomb, you ain't doing it right. Good idea, and it will be fun to see, and I'm sure I will laugh as long as I'm not trying the hot sauces. Yes, you are not going to be trying the hot sauces. Seeing how you all handle heat in your shorts should be great entertainment. I would die. Yes, she would. I recently had Pringles with some Japanese stir-fry flavor. It was surprisingly tasty. Aiden should be included in the Hot Ones challenge. I don't think he wants to because he's not. He also is not that much of a spicy person, so I don't think he was interested in it. Hot Ones sounds extremely stupid. What's next? You gonna dance, then give a rose? No. Aiden talks tough, but I think he would die too. He doesn't like spicy stuff for the most part. Too bad Dixie's Barbecue in Bellevue closed down. You could have met the man, their famously hot sauce. Oh, no thank you. 10 years from now? Okay, yeah, we'll get there. But before we get to that one, I have to answer the other one because somebody else asked, what games are you backing? Are you backing any more games right now? Right now, there is one in particular that I'm going to go back, and that is the new Kickstarter for the deluxe version of Tenpenny Parks. So they're coming out with a, if you don't own Tenpenny Parks, they're coming out with a big box edition of it that has both of the expansions included, along with some extra deluxe components. And if you already own Tenpenny Parks, and you can, there's a level where you can back it that has the collector's edition or the deluxe edition without the base game in it. So you get the big box, you get all of the cool storage stuff that they have coming out for it, and that's a no-brainer. I've been too busy today, so I haven't had time to do it. But as soon as I get a few moments, I'm going to be backing it because we love Tenpenny Parks, and the two expansions look like they're going to be pretty fun additions to the game and deluxe components, plus a big box that will hold everything. I like it. I like the idea of it. Vincent Dutrade's artwork, so it's all that in a bag of chips. Additionally, I'm pretty sure I ended up backing the Blood Rage Valhalla campaign, but I did not get Valhalla. JT got Valhalla, and then I backed it for the 2.0 version of Blood Rage. So that'll be coming in the next couple of years, I guess. But I haven't been back in anything else of late. No, just that one Tenpenny Parks. Now I'll get back to Eric's question. Where are we going? Where do I see myself 10 years from now? All right, that's going to be 2035. The kids will be, at that point, they will all be out of college. If they go to college, they're going to be on their own at that point, I would imagine, because that's going to be, Aiden's going to be 25 at that point. So it'll just be me and Jess. And, you know, I have no idea what I'll be doing, but Jess and I are kicking some ideas around. I'll be 61 at that point, so that'll be pretty close to retirement age, kinda, I guess. I don't know that I'm ever going to truly retire, but we have some ideas. One of the reasons, you know, we own our house outright, and it's kind of our nest egg. So when it comes time, and we're gonna probably sell this house and get something smaller, much smaller, and then travel, because we've got a lot of family that's kind of just spread out everywhere, and it would be cool just to kind of travel around and see places that we haven't seen, and go visit people that we haven't seen in a long time, and just that kind of stuff. That sounds like it. In a perfect world, that's what I would like to be doing. Me and Jess in a in a in an RV, a cool RV. All right, not one of those family trucksters from National Lampoons, but a cool RV, traveling around, coming back every once in a while to home base, chilling, um, being a blessing to people whenever we can. That's what I'd like to be doing. I don't know how that's going to look. I don't know how that's going to happen, but that would be the cool thing. Let's see here. I've seen enough clips to know about the hot ones. It's not my thing though. After a while, it just burns and isn't tasty. That's where I'm at too, but I just want to see if we can do it. We used to take out of town guests there for the challenge. The only game I'm backing right now is the Invincible Superhero RPG. Interesting. Yeah, what games are you backing, Sam? I already told you. All right, you stop. 10 Penny Parks, cool price. Still trying to get the Grail game of Wishland. My Grail game. Oh, I gotcha. In a lull in crowdfunding till Cretaceous Rails starts next week, and so does Dice Throne Vanguard. 20 years from now, just Sam and I, happily married, living in Ireland? I don't know about living in Ireland, but that just seems... I mean, I'm down for it. I just don't know how we would make that happen. I get to come visit. Yes, you do. Big dreams, but as long as I am by Sam's side, I will be happy. Yep, me too. Come visit Calyx. See the origins of the shelves. Ooh. I backed Eldertide this week, David says. Looks like a lighter pick up and deliver game combined with light engine building, nice anime art, and wood tokens for less than $100. Makers of Jisogi. Cool. Our kids are out of the house, and though we still work, the traveling has been fun. Yeah. Ireland is on our very short list of where to live when we retire. We went last year and want to go back many, many times. I've never been to Ireland. My dad's been to Ireland. He shared so many pictures with me when he went, and it was just, I was like frothing at the mouth wanting to go. So it is one of those bucket list items, kind of. So, I mean, if we can make that work, absolutely, yes. Let's do it. But I just don't know how, but we'll see. I'm going to Indiana for the holidays, and I'm pretty sure you've been there for Gen Con. Anywhere I should go? You know, the only time I've ever been to Indiana, recently at least, it has been just for Gen Con. And so there wasn't a whole lot of sightseeing going on. There's a lot of cool places to go in Indianapolis, a lot of historical type things to do. The Speedway is always a cool place to go check out. But I don't know about during the winter. The winter time, I don't know that you could even do tours. I don't know how it is there. But the one time I went to the Speedway, it was when they were doing the trials for the actual Indy 500. So we were able to watch the trials, and that was a cool thing. Other than that, I've not really been to Indiana for a lot of different things, other than Gen Con and at one point visiting my grandparents. And they lived in Anderson, which is about, I think, 45 minutes east of Indianapolis. So I couldn't answer that question for you. I apologize. In a good way, at least, that would give you good information. I know one who has moved to Ireland for more than a year. I take that as a no. I know no one. Oh, I gotcha. In fact, we just landed in North Carolina to see our new granddaughter. Oh, that's cool. Our new granddaughter lives in North Carolina. That's pretty cool. I worked in Dublin for a week, but didn't get to do anything but sightseeing. I know that's not my... I worked in Dublin for a week, but didn't get to do any sightseeing. That's unfortunate. Okay, there, went off. Somebody's car alarm was going off outside. Ireland, you can move close to Rotto and play games with him. That would be fun. Rotto is a really neat dude. He's a fun guy to be around as well. I would not mind that at all. That would be very, very cool. His wife is also very nice, so I imagine we would actually get along pretty well if we lived close to each other to do stuff like that. Oh, Strider. Gosh. Barking at the people who are outside, who have been there all day long, working on our neighbor's house. People who he knows because they were the same people that worked on our house. Strider's a strange breed. Actually, he's a strange dog, not a breed. Chocolate Labs are pretty normal. Let's see. All right. Well, I've only got a few more minutes here because I do need to get some more editing done before I head out to Aiden's game. With all that being said, come on back tomorrow for Cretaceous Rails. That's what JT and I are going to play tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. That'll be fun. We'll look forward to seeing you there. On Saturday morning, come on back for a playthrough of either Battle of Hoth or Scoville. We might get a couple. I don't know. I'm going to let Jessie pick. She can choose whether she wants to play Scoville or if we want to play a couple more scenarios of Battle of Hoth. We're trying to play through all of the scenarios. Been gone for the last, feels like a week, but it wasn't. But it was 5 days. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. So, but we'll get them scheduled. You'll see what they are when they pop up. If you don't have those already, just hit the bell icon. Give us a like, subscribe if you can, and we'll appreciate it. We do have 4 membership levels. If that's something you're interested in, help us make this a little bit more of a financially viable endeavor. But again, we have other things. Jess works. I do this. I work for the Dice Tower. I work for Doug. So we have plenty of irons in the fire. We are cool, but every little bit does help. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. I've got to go do some more editing. I appreciate you, though, being here, taking time out of your schedule. Thank you for that. And hopefully it's been fun, informative, and chillax. Got to go. See you later. See you later, PK. Thanks for being here. You can eat ice cubes while playing Hoth. No, not going to do that. 9 a.m.? I'll bring the coffee. Let JT know to bring donuts. Feels like you have been gone more than 5 days. I know. It does. All right. Well, we're out of here. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow on the flip side. Take care.